been a while.
Yeah.
So, from quite an unexpected hiatus, welcome back to Fresh Mondays Podcast presents Love and Hip Hop New York Talk. My name is Marley.
And my name is Diana, and we are the hosts of the Fresh Mondays Podcast Network, and we are the creators of our network, and we are now talking about Love and Hip Hop New York. As you guys know, we give you guys a little recap of all the episodes. Since unfortunately we took a little time off, we're going to give you a bunch of episodes in one.
Yes, so we last left you guys in episode 3. Honestly, it's a blur to me what happened in episode 3 because it's just weeks have passed. I think Christmas has passed, and New Year's. We're in 2020.
Right.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So it's kind of a blur to me, but let's start right off with what happened in episode 4.
Okay.
What? Fill us in, Diana.
I am definitely going to fill us in, and I'm also going to be honest. This has been a weak season.
Oh.
And I think that's one of the reasons why it's been a little difficult to kind of like remember the episodes, because it's like they're a little dry. I don't know.
Really?
You like this season?
So I like bits and pieces. I think because I've learned what is real and what is like staged and what is like I think I can see through some parts that are like, okay, that's genuine emotion attached to that feeling, to that. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just me. Also, there are some bits and parts where I'm just fast forwarding. Like I skipped some people's storylines. I'll be 100%.
Depending on how the episode is. We're giving a review.
I apologize. But I'll be honest with you guys on who I fast forward sometimes. Or sometimes I get distracted because I'm not attached to it.
Right.
But I will say the past episode is good. And as usual, VH1 sells us on the trailers because the trailer for the rest of the season came out. And that sold me. So, I don't know.
All right. So we'll talk about that when we get there. But I just wanted to like kind of see the temperature of the room here. All right. So let's go back to episode 4. I'm going to give you guys a little brief paragraph about the highlights of that episode, and we'll get into it. So episode 4, Some Sticky Big Business. This is exes Joe and Tahiri, explore a new relationship. Chrissy confronts Yandy over their tumultuous past, and an awkward text could jeopardize Erica and Safaree's wedding.
So starting off with Joe and Tahiri, again, remember people, we're biased in this situation. That's when they went shopping.
Right.
They did the thing. It was cute. And that kind of gives you that old, as a fan, you're like, this is what I like, people. This is what I wanted to see. Like, y'all are giving me what the people want in that moment.
Right.
Right. I think to deep dive into a little bit between that text message about the Safaree Yandy, that's Safaree when he not invited, but sort of invited, but did invite Yandy to the wedding.
Which is really ridiculous. I feel like my most frustrating experience when watching Safaree is that he never answers questions. First of all, and he never like takes ownership. Like I felt bad for Eric at that moment because it's like clearly, you know that you were not transparent. You know what I'm saying? Like he kept on acting like, but I didn't invite her. Like that was so stupid to me.
Well, according to our poll that we did on Twitter, and if you guys don't follow us on Twitter, follow us on Fresh Mondays Podcast. I did a poll there and I asked, was this an actual invite? Did everyone see this as a real, true invite to the wedding? And you guys were kind of split 50-50. So yeah, we had here 50% said no and 50% said yes, that was an actual invite. And he was trying to work a way around to, like you said, feel the temperature, how it felt, to see if she was interested in coming and not. But you had to tell your fiance that you did that. Like to me, it was an invitation.
Right. I mean, it was an invitation, guys. Okay. Just because it wasn't in an envelope and it said RSVP doesn't mean it wasn't an invite. But whatever.
Yeah. So, and then you said also there was the Chrissy and Yandy beef.
Basically bringing up their past problem, the past fight that we all keep seeing, I guess.
Again, I can't recall where we stand on this. The beef is so old, but like it stems from something like It doesn't have presence now. And it's just clear you guys don't like each other. Just don't cross your paths each other anymore.
Right.
That's
Well, I
how I
mean,
see it.
we shall see.
We shall see.
We shall see. So that was episode 4. And I think that we can say that was uneventful for us because that's one of those episodes that, it
It was a
happened. We watched
filler.
it. It was a filler. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the next episode 5, which had Safaree seeking Erica's forgiveness with a grand gesture. Rich Dollar makes a play to sign Geneski away from Fresher. And Jonathan stirs up drama between Sin and Erica.
So again, I don't know what's happening between Jeneski, Fresher, and Fresher's baby mom. Listen.
Wow.
20 years.
Esa
20.
tipa es un animal. And I'm not sure if that's what we're supposed to be thinking, but that bitch is an animal, son. Like, I'm like, yo, do you have to get like this every time? I don't know.
20 years. I was like, excuse me? And you've been going 20 years and don't know nothing about the business and you're supposed to be business partners. I was like, I'm so confused. No wonder you're so angry at everybody, but the one person you need to be angry at the whole time. It's just a lot. And I think that may be one of the people I keep fast forwarding past. I'll be frank.
Oh, it bothers me. It bothers me. Like, I feel like the noise that I hear coming out of her mouth, just like, like it's really bad TV. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just, I thought we grew past that. We extended from it or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was just one of those, you can't be blowing up without giving us any information of what you're angry about.
Right.
Because we don't get
it. And we then find out, I don't even remember what episode this was, but we find out that I guess he's been unfaithful to her and she's had to deal with a lot. And, it's hard for her to trust him, but it's like, it's 2020 now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then it was 2019 when you guys filmed this, but we are all coming to terms with the fact that if you don't want to be with someone, you don't be with them. Like, you don't have to stay with a person that doesn't make you happy. Like, you're choosing this. So it's like, why are you still with this guy for 20 years if he stays cheating on you?
Yep. One of my tweets was, I don't even understand this girl, Jen, is mad. I don't even understand what she's mad at. Actually, I don't even understand this entire couple. So next.
Right.
So that just tells you how I felt.
In summary, perfect.
Perfect. You also said that
Jonathan. Right. Jonathan stirring the pot. We all know him as the stopper. He starts shit.
Here he is, Mr. Jonathan in the middle. And that's the moment in where Sin confronted Erica in regards to kind of setting up Joe and Tahiri, or like opening that option. We did see on Instagram that Erica said that it was very edited. She says that meetup was after the wedding. So I don't know why VH1 is setting this up as like mixing it around, like moving it around. But I was happy to see, because I think in the next episode, Erica has like a aha moment, like, oh, she's right. I wouldn't want that done to me in that way of setting someone up who's my ex.
But I also understand when she said, she said something like, you're nowhere in my orbit. Like, I don't even think of you. So she's good at those really fucked up insults. I like that about her. But it's just that I understand what she means by that. You know how when the last person you're thinking about is this specific human, and then they create this storyline in their mind and you're like, whoa, like I wasn't even thinking about you.
Like you were non-existent.
Right.
Or like what's her name? Evelyn says you were non-motherfucking factor.
Right.
Like, yeah, and you just go about your business and do something. Do I think Erica was calculated in doing that? Erica knows. She may say you weren't. No. That is your ex-girlfriend.
She's a bitch. That's it. She's just fucking with people. Like, she's a bitch.
Yeah. She's just doing it to be spiteful. But Jonathan is just doing it to be messy.
Yeah.
And it continues to show. Every time he comes on camera, he is mess and looking cute and messy.
He be looking mad cute. He really does.
You be like, you're so adorable.
Right.
But messy.
And I like it when he gets riled up because he's funny when he insults people. Like, he is funny. He's good at it. All right. So episode 6, Between a Rock and a Hard Place. This is when Rich Dollar sets up an awkward meeting between Geneski and Fresher. Yandy gets unexpected news from Mendices, and Safaree and Erica's pre-wedding celebration hits a snag.
Shout outs to Mendices coming out. I think congratulations to them, to the
Round of
couple.
applause. Round of applause.
Round of applause.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what he went to jail for.
Trafficking or something about racketeering. I think it was something like that.
Okay. He's been gone for a while though.
I want to say minimum 5 years. I think it's been.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's been a while.
Some time.
Mm-hmm.
I saw, by the way, I saw a great clapback this morning from Juju to Yandy talking about you had a whole wedding and not even married. And I died.
So they're not married legally?
They're not, from my understanding, they're not legally married. There was a whole wedding aired and there's no legal documentation.
I heard the rumors, but I thought that they then got married prior to him being locked up.
Maybe, possibly.
Okay.
But she threw it in their face. It was great this afternoon on Instagram. So shout outs to them. That's great news. I know she has really to decide whether having him in the house and then the girl she adopted, he can't technically be in the place. So that's an interesting storyline to deal with.
Absolutely. It's a complicated one. And Mendices' mom was like, you got to be bullshitting me if you right. You know what I'm saying?
I love her attitude 100%. She is so straight up. She'll be like, I don't care for this camera, nothing. Excuse me?
Right.
Like, cut the bullshit.
Exactly.
Shout outs to her. Again, Jeniske, I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors with Rich Dollars, because I still don't understand why he's here.
I mean, I guess he's connected and maybe he knows people. At least that's the way they're making it seem. So,
right, there's something we don't know, something we're not a part of. That he
doesn't Rich look like he wears a lot of cologne?
Yes, like he's gonna just woof your whole nose. Yeah, sinuses are gonna open up.
This nigga is here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to, like he wears a lot of cologne. I don't know. He gives me that vibe.
That I believe. And then you said the Bachelorette hits a snag. Well, speaking of Rich Dollars,
right?
There's another circumstance.
First, I mean, do you think Rich should have gone? Honestly,
I think so. You know why?
Okay.
Because Erica knew that they're friends. It doesn't even make sense. He's been friends with him the whole time. Whether Erica was around before or after, he was always friends with him. It's Erica who, and this is, again, this whole circle thing of dating people in your circle is weird. But Erica knew he was his friend before they started dating. They were always around each other before. So he's a genuine friend. So you can't be too upset. It's just, and to me, I don't see why not. Because you want the right people, like the Yandy thing. You want the right people there celebrating with you. If these are the people you want there, your significant other ones there, and you know they're in their lives, they never cut them out their lives, you need to respect that.
I mean, I think the biggest mistake that Safaree did with the Yandy situation was just that he wasn't allowing it to just happen and for them to become friends. Like, sometimes guys have this fear that their girl is going to have an issue with this girl that they're cool with. Like, guys have this thing, right, like it's going to be a problem, but like now it's even more awkward because you're avoiding us from meeting.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And when you set it up like that, then we're never, like, it's a bad start already.
It's going to create friction. When in reality, if you would have just let them like me, or like just say what it is, like, yo, that's my homegirl, I'm really cool with her, like Erica wouldn't have been tripping, like to the point that it's like, but why can't we be around this bitch? I get where she's coming from. Like, it looks crazy.
Yeah.
And now you're having these private conversations. I don't know. It's just.
Yeah. I do, though, respect the fact that Rich Dollars. So if you guys, just to back up a little bit, Erica got upset and, well, they're sharing bachelor and bachelorette parties. That's one. Thoughts on that?
She's pregnant.
Okay.
You know, which I think is very nice of him.
Okay.
You feel me? And I'm sure he still did his thing once he left.
I guess so. Yeah, because theirs was just the men, like a guy's standing around smoking cigars, chill, and the ladies had strippers and lingerie. But I guess
with that awful scene where all the women did get crashed. Awful.
The worst. The worst. I've, like, you see what I mean? Like, when you can separate what's real and what's a scene and what you're gonna create. Like, That was the worst. Now, what's real is Erica crying and pissed off that Rich was there and that blah, blah, blah. Rich respectfully walking away and like, okay. And Safaree and Rich handled it very simply, in my opinion. He said, sorry, man. He said, all right. Thank you.
I'm sure it was a little awkward, but they understood.
They understood. So, you know, it is what it is.
Right. I don't necessarily think, I don't know how I would feel if my ex that I had a very unfortunate ending with was at something that had to do with me and my new person. I'm not sure if I would necessarily like that. But then again, I'm one of those girls that I don't stay friends with like people that used to be my serious ex. Everybody's different. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and my ex, I would never date one of my ex's friends anyways because they all suck. So if they all run in the same circle, they're all shitty just as much as that. Like, you get what I mean?
I get it. But some people have small circles.
Yeah. And I mean, down the line, they may not be friends anymore. So that'll be like, okay, great. Now you can come around. Like, you know what I mean? Circumstances change. These two men were clearly still friends before and after you. And if you didn't stop them from being friends in the middle before your wedding, then they're still friends.
And I'm sure Safaree just likes to get along with people. He comes across that way.
He comes, like that. He likes his friends. Even Joe's back around after Joe cursed him out.
Right.
Come on now. So, yeah. And next episode?
That's the one that we just saw, ladies and gentlemen. Episode number 7, The Happily Mena After. Safaree.
Really? That's the title?
That's the title.
Oh.
Safaree and Erica do some soul searching before their wedding day. Kimbella has a proposition for Joel's, and Chrissy and Jim adapt to their new home life.
Chrissy and Jim at home is the most cutest thing ever, and I absolutely love it. And when he told her about her pajamas, I busted out laughing because I think all of us have that. But like, these are
it's really sucks that like the most comfy stuff is like not sexy.
Not at
all.
Like,
it'd be like the super comfy, like viejita little pajama pants. And you're like, I'm so comfy. And it's like, no, honey.
You look crazy.
Right.
He told her straight up. I was dying laughing because I could tell she was comfortable. Like, you're even on camera and she's super comfortable. Like, you're not gonna bother me. Shout outs to them. Yeah, that just showed us that, they lived a little bit separately a lot in Miami. She mentioned that he always came down to visit and to see her. This is an adjustment, but I just love seeing them on my screen all the time. My favorite.
And of course, that led to Kimbella now working on Joel's music, which was pretty cool, and trying to put it out there. And then Chrissy meeting up with Kimbella and giving him a gift from Jim Jones to like help out while he's locked up, the cash. I thought that was very thoughtful.
Very thoughtful. I appreciate it. That's a nice one. What Kimbella's gonna do with Jules's music is very interesting. Just want to share this. Very interesting. We'll be looking out for that.
Right.
Because she did say there was like some Lil Wayne stuff, which is like, if you remember back in like 05, 06, Lil Wayne and Joel's were like ginormous back then.
Didn't they have like a mixtape?
And they had they were supposed to put out a mixtape.
Okay.
It had songs, but a mixtape never, I think, I might be wrong, but a mixtape never fully fleshed out. I don't know what that deal was.
You know, it's interesting because they were both like the young guys from their crew. Like they had that going for them. So it made sense that two huge crews collaborated by having their younger MCs do an album together. So it was great timing. It would have been really good.
And it was New York and South, East and South. Like it was just, oh, I remember those days. Like that's a download the song from my computer, burn it on the CD kind of damn day.
LimeWire.
No. And then your mom be like, what's this virus on this computer? Like, on this desktop.
Mad little screens. You're like, oh shit.
And then you have to change the title of the song or like correct the file. You got to buy CDs at a CVS or Walmart.
How far we've come.
Far. I can't wait to express this to my kids.
Yes.
Like, and be like, let me show you what I used to do.
Yes. The struggle was so real. And it would take like 15 minutes to download an MP3.
15? You got lucky if you got one for 15.
Yeah.
On
You're
some
right.
of them songs.
You're right.
And then like That's when like Soldier Boy figured out how to add his song to a different name. So you ended up downloading and then everyone started doing that.
He
You
was the
thought you
very
got 50
first
Cent.
one. He was the very first one to do fraud.
Yeah, right. You thought
Very
you got
first.
50 Cent, but you got like 25 quarters or some shit like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd be like, who the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm.
Man, technology. How far we've come.
Mm-hmm.
How far we come. Anyways, Jewels might come with us with a mixtape.
We shall see.
That'll be interesting. We haven't
Mm-hmm.
heard from him from a while. Also, shout out Kimbella's outfit that night. I don't understand. I don't. It's just I. It's like almost there. We're almost reaching. Maybe the end of the season will be just right on those
Look,
outfits. She's a beautiful girl.
she is, and honestly, I'm gonna say something real right now because I was a little hard on her before, but you gotta sometimes understand, like when you gain weight and you don't feel like yourself, it's hard to look like yourself. So you start dressing crazy, you start compensating for like the look, or you wear shit that looks a certain kind of way. So it's like I'm trying to understand that this is just a transition moment for her,
Okay,
and she's working on losing weight. And in the middle of those moments, you have your moments that you look a little crazy.
but I don't even think. To me, it's not weight. To me, it's patterns. To me, it's. I'm sorry. It's just patterns. That's
Right.
all it is. It's not even about the weight. Because I love the weight. Go ahead, girl. You just had a baby. I get it. It's the patterns. That's all it is. All it is. So shout out to
Is she
Kimbella.
from here? She's from here, or she's from New York? Where is she from
I
originally?
don't know where
Yeah,
Kimbella's
she might be
from.
from here. Yeah, I don't know.
What's that? What you got? What you saying?
What
About
I'm
Miami
saying is
girls?
that
No, I'm
no,
kidding.
I'm not saying most Miami women dress very well, but at that stage of that era back in the day before like the internet and Instagram, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like some people would look crazy. You know, I'm right.
Yeah, like a little yeah.
Trashy, a little rainbow-ish.
I ran into a rainbow and a dots next to each other out here. I
That's
took
an
a picture.
outfit and a bag
I took
and
a
some lip
picture
gloss.
and I sent it to my friends. I said, I've never seen two of these things next to each other. What
Were
does
you
that tell you?
were you in the Bronx?
No, I was here in Massachusetts, up
Oh, okay.
north. I was like,
Okay.
what is happening? Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
I digress. We also had, before we get to the wedding part,
Mm-hmm. The wedding.
there was the interaction between Jonathan, Yandy, Tahiri, and Joe,
Mm-hmm.
in which Joe just stood there trying to be civil and said, I don't understand why y'all in our business.
Why are you being the relationship police? And I quote.
Oh, is that the
Mm-hmm.
quote? And Tahiri in the background talk about, yeah, yeah, tell him. Be like, girl, we know this is what you want. Like, bring it down a notch.
Right.
And so now we have a little beef between Tahiri and Jonathan by the
Mm-hmm.
looks of it,
Mm-hmm.
which shall be interesting.
I think it's going to be interesting because they have met each other's match because they're both going to just say whatever to each other. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it will be a very interesting argument because it didn't Jonathan say, I'm not even going to say what I was really going to say because I'm going to really hurt your feelings. I don't even know what it was that he said, but that shit was hilarious. But it's just, like Tahiri, I'm so sorry. Like I'm starting to question, why are you on this show for real? Like, why are you on the show for real? And just like Jonathan said, he said, didn't y'all become friends like 2 months ago? Like, when did y'all become friends?
Why are you here? You just
Like,
became friends with this girl.
yeah. Didn't you just start following her on Instagram? Like, it was,
Right.
oh, that's
And there you
hilarious.
have it, ladies and gentlemen. That right there was what sealed the deal in that whole moment for us.
Yeah, it was
That
funny.
sealed the deal for us. And lastly, the wedding. The Erica Mena and Safaree are married wedding. First off, shout out to Safaree having his sister as the best man in that red suit.
Beautiful.
She killed all of them.
Very cool. I've always been a real fan of people getting your person of honor, just be the person. It doesn't matter about gender. That's really cool.
I absolutely beautiful. Now
Mm-hmm.
the number of groomsmen and bridesmaids was so unnecessary.
Yeah, I promise you, you can't give people of color any money. Cause like we just be doing shit like this. Like we be doing shit that is like, why are so many people in this fucking wedding right now? Like it's like, yo, everybody's in the wedding.
Everyone is in the wedding.
Mhm.
The whole extended thing. It was a lot of people. I just couldn't do it. To each their own. I couldn't have that many people to be managing, control of, focusing on. And I'm sure they all had help, but that's just a lot of people for me. It's one too many. One too many.
I think it's unnecessary.
It's just a lot.
It's
But
unnecessary.
but then we have to remember who we're talking about. It was Erica, Mena, and Safaree. Safaree is just extra already all across. But he looked amazing. Him crying was real and genuine. You know, like there's those pieces were like real. And then you're
Yeah,
like, wow, Erica,
very sweet for sure.
like
Very
these two
sweet.
actually married each other.
Right. I'm happy for them. I felt like
Yeah,
they were both very happy with their wedding. And that's what you would like to see for people that get married. Like you want them to look like they enjoy and they're really loving the moment. So it was
right.
very nice to see. I didn't like that glitter stuff on his suit. I felt like it was unnecessary. But for the most part, I think they both look very nice. I think that her dress looked fabulous on her. She
She didn't
didn't
even
look
look
like she
pregnant.
right. She didn't even look like she was pregnant. And I think that her son walking her down the aisle was very sweet.
Yes.
Um I like the red rose thing. I think there was too many red roses.
That's a lot of red for me.
Yeah, it was a lot, but I like the red rose concept. I thought that was really
Mm-hmm.
romantic. So I feel like the wedding was beautiful and I'm very happy for them. I think it was a nice event. I love how the fucking producers were only showing when Tahiri and Joe were tearing up. Everybody was crying, but they only put the camera on Joe and Tahiri. I was like, all right, this is just too much. Especially, I mean, I'm not trying to like be that guy, but like since I listen to the Joe Budden's podcast and you hear him say shit like this all the time, like I don't know why they keep on trying to pin this bitch on me, basically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, wow, like they're really trying to make it seem like it's something.
Like it's something.
Mhm.
Yes, I love that her son was there. It was good to see that. Like you forget that she has a grown kid at the end of the day, but obviously for personal reasons and privacy, understood he's only shown whenever. And so that was really nice. I don't get why they were showing us that the girls from Atlanta were kicked out or not were like not
That-
in.
That's petty. That was
I
fucked
found I
up.
was like, this is unnecessary, but that
They didn't have
I
to
would
show
have
that.
left. Now I've been to a wedding before where you had to like wait for a moment until like because if like a groomsmen were walking, you have to wait until they're done, then you can go in because the
Mm-hmm.
bride's about to go. But that was too much for them showing us them. Other than that, I thought the wedding
Them
was cute.
thirsty bitches wasn't going nowhere. Okay.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. Um, yeah, I think you said it right. Like it was a very nice wedding, well done. I'm surprised it wasn't its own special. Like
Mm-hmm.
they probably try to work their way for that, but I mean, what we saw was really nice.
Yeah, it was
I'm
very
happy
nice.
for them. The shower is
And
the only thing next, right? They
the
still
baby
have a
shower.
shower. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. Mm-hmm. I mean, look, based on us knowing her throughout this whole reality show endeavor, it seems as if she's always wanted to really be in love with someone.
Hmm.
So I guess if this is the real thing, good for her.
Yeah.
Because it looks like she's really always wanted to be in love with someone.
So thoughts and predictions for what's coming up. What do you think the season's gonna
As soon as I saw Pressure and his fucking wife, they get arguing and he's fucking some girl, I'm like, oh God, like, why does this have to be a part of this? So I'm not looking forward to that. I think I'm looking forward to seeing Tahiri and Jonathan have beef now. I think that's just going to be fantastic. And I also want to see a little bit more of like the growth of Sin and Joe. Like what, you know what I'm saying? Like they are not putting this in.
no, like the reconnecting back of that because they're really broken up. Like
Hmm.
essentially like that's a wrap. So that's very interesting to watch. I agree. I agree.
Hmm.
I'm interested to see why and when Olivia comes back
Oh God, here we
because
go.
they gave us a
She's literally gonna just have a conversation with Rich one day.
yeah,
Watch.
no, there's a clip something of like that. So I'm excited to see that. Just because we haven't heard from her in a while. I don't follow her, so I don't know what her update is,
Yeah.
what she has going on. So that's gonna be nice to watch. Um, Always interested and continue watching for Jim and Chrissy and see where that leads off to. Um, I feel like this season and just in general VH1 is doing editing really terribly. There's a lot of like missed opportunity to extend pieces, and so we continue finding like the deleted scenes or extended pieces like on that one Instagram page.
Mm-hmm.
So not even the VH1 page, it has to be on another page. And so I hope that they fix their editing in some way, shape, or form.
I don't think that's going to change. I think whoever's in charge of this specific season is not doing a good job. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, because I started catching up on Hollywood the other day because I was just like, I had time. So I had nothing to watch. I was like, whatever, let me watch a few of these episodes. Yo, it's way better.
Really?
Yes, way better. Everything about it is better. Their
Hollywood and
confessional moments,
Miami.
Hollywood.
Really?
It's better than New
Okay.
York for sure. Because I mean, obviously, it was interesting to see the whole Little Fizz at nonsense
Mm-hmm.
with
April.
and them lying and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it was
Yeah.
like, it was interesting. And then of course, now that they still broken up, because that was like the best news I heard this year.
I have
Not
no
that
idea.
I desire bad things to happen to people, but it was just like, yo, this is epic, yo. When you go so fucking hard to do something you shouldn't be doing,
and then all of a sudden it just fails in front of your face.
exactly, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that they did a good job of editing in the Hollywood, and like I'm not even into the Hollywood cast like that, but it was just I don't even know. It felt like this shit feels so fucking fake. The New York one feels so fucking fake. You believe what's happening when it's happening?
No, that's what I'm saying. I know I can tell when some parts are staged, and I can tell what's a genuine part. Safaree crying at his wedding is genuine, right? Like
Right.
I can be like, that's for real. Kimbella telling Chrissy that she's putting out an album is just for the scene. Chrissy handing her that money is a genuine, or whatever that was. It could be letters, it could be anything. Was a genuine moment, right? Like she decided she's going to exchange it in that moment. But yeah, no. But the editing is what's issue, because I can see like there was a moment where Joe's reaction to something that somebody said, but it cut off half of the laugh. And you're just like, who edited this? Because I can tell there was more to be said somewhere. It was just, I don't know. And like when Fresh's girlfriend or and wife is upset and mad, we just got into a scene just not knowing why she's mad. She's just yelling.
Right. And she's coming across like a complete lunatic.
Like a lunatic, but like, girl, why are you yelling at him? Nobody knows.
Right.
The hell? We can't side for you.
Right.
So hopefully that gets fixed in a sense. That's my hope maybe for next year. Who knows?
We shall see.
Who knows? That is our episode. We have caught up all the way.
We have caught up.
Through Christmas and New Year's and everything in between. We've made it through. We are officially now going into episode 8 next week. And we'll be right back here, guys. Back regular every week with a brand new episode of Fresh Mondays Podcast presents Love and Hip Hop Talk with your girl Marley. You could follow me at Love Marley, LUVMARLEY _. You could follow Diana
at I am Diana C _. I am Diana C _, and that's on IG.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe. There's a subscribe button down below. Email us, DM us. Don't text us. You don't have our numbers. Text us. Any way you want to contact us, let us know your thoughts. Follow us on Twitter. I am there every night talking trash, whether it be about this show or sometimes I'm watching the other reality shows and just chatting it up and seeing everyone's reaction to get a feel for it. So definitely follow us on there. Follow us on all platforms. Fresh Mondays Podcast.
Awesome, guys. See you guys next week.